Welcome to Warblog. I realise it's been a long time since I've done anything. May, August, yeah, okay, I admit that. But let's just get on with it. I just actually thought I've got to do something, and I've chosen a small map. It's simple because creating the maps now is just a problem for me because it's just complicated and tiring, and you know, I don't seem to have all that time that I used to have. But doesn't mean I don't like it. You know, it's strange. But the thing is, I thought, oh, there's something new that's happened, and this is not why I've done it. You just sort of think, well, that actually has happened. In essence, the Ukrainians have been given F-16s, and to be quite honest, I just think that that's just useless. It's just pathetic. And I thought, oh, well, hang on, I'll make this scenario reflect what an F-16 might do. And to be quite honest, I don't even think that there's any point in doing this scenario for that purpose, from the point of view that I don't think they're going to be using F-16s for sort of ground support. I think what they're going to be, I mean, I haven't really looked into it. I just saw today a picture of Zelensky and his F-16, and I just thought that's just stupid, you know, because you need a lot of aircraft. And I was thinking about how they used to use Phantoms in Vietnam War. You know, they didn't take heavy weapons into combat. They would just get an airlift in. There's no airlifts in the Ukraine, are there? It's just a boring war, but. And then they just call in these F-16s from the offshore, you know, aircraft carriers, and they had lots of them, plenty of them. And they would just come in and drop napalm 20 meters in front of them. You know, that was military strategy in effect. You know, it had a real effect. You were sort of hunkered down behind a ditch. You couldn't get any further, so you'd call in an airstrike, and it would clear the way. That's what fighter jets are for, or that's what these ground interdict aircraft are for. Fast, avoid, you know, AA fire. But of course, then they didn't have the sophisticated. They did have surface-to-air missile systems, but they were more against sort of like, you know, the bomber fleets, and yeah, they were used, but it wasn't as sophisticated as it was today. But the point is, you need a lot of them from the point of view that you need to be able to call them off when you need. And I think that this is the problem with modern aircraft. They're just too expensive. You know, they're just too cumbersome. You know, the maintenance on these things apparently is as big a problem as anything else. Oh, I think there's a river missing there. Let me just see if I can just edit that. Yeah. So anyway, I've put that little river in there. So what I was saying, I think, because I've been a bit distracted there, was essentially that the point of these aircraft, as much as anything, is to provide sort of ground support. Okay, so let's supposing they're not going to use them for ground support. I think another application would be, as I said, I haven't done a lot of thinking about it, but just off the top of my head, based on the fact that, you know, I have thought about these things to some extent in the past. But essentially, in a nutshell, you know, they're fast up, fast down. So you might think that they might be going up to basically deliver these long-range missiles, but they can do that anyway already. You know, so what are they going to be used for exactly when they only have 16 of them? So let's assume that one of the applications, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be other things. You know, they're going to be sort of maybe using them for interdictive raids over Crimea or into Russia itself. I don't think they're going to be doing that. I just don't know what they're going to be doing with it. I think they're going to be flying them from sort of like near the Polish border and landing them somewhere very, very safe, if not actually not even deploying them in the Ukraine. But let's assume they're going to be doing something like this. So we can come into here and we say, okay, well, it's the Russians' turn, and they're trying to take out this place. So they're going to start off with, we've got to get through this stuff here. It's all about artillery. You see, that's the thing. Now, I haven't done a lot of artillery here, but we've got 4 lots of artillery. And in a nutshell, all an aircraft is one very flexible form of artillery. You know, and it's just one piece. So if you had like 10 of these, you know, it's just one. It can't deliver as much, you know, explosive force at a specific location you know, to make any difference whatsoever in comparison to, say, other delivery platforms, because that's all the F-16 is. It's a delivery platform. It's like tanks. They're just a delivery platform. They're just a very expensive way of getting an explosive ordnance into a particular place. This is why I say that a lot of what they should be doing, I like the old Pak 38s or whatever they are, the little German guns. I mean, obviously the British had them as well, you know, like 12-pounder guns and whatever they are, but you basically, you cart them along on the back of a truck or even a Jeep. You know, you can manhandle them. They have anti-tank capability, and you can get them to do what you want. And essentially, they're tanks without all the expensive bits. It's just a way of delivering a high explosive round, you know, 500 meters ahead of you, because you can't see much more than that anyway. So, and an aircraft is just a very expensive drone. An aircraft is just a very expensive MLSR. An aircraft is just a very expensive artillery piece. So that's the point I'm trying to make. Having 16 of them is going to make no difference. So anyway, we're playing the. Do we actually want to do that? I think we want to use our artillery on here. Okay, so what are they on now? 2, 1, 2, 1, give and take. And we'll put our Lancers in there. Okay, so we did a bit more damage. 3, 3, 3, 1. But we're not after them at this stage. So obviously we got this air defense unit, and I'm going to leave someone with him. So we're going to go like this. I've no idea what the odds are. I'm not really thinking that much. We should be okay here. Yeah, so we push them back at 4-1. But we're not really ready for an attack into here. And we don't have any more movement. Okay, so that's that. So now what we're doing, we're moving on to the I can't even remember what the buttons do. There, we've got a drone, but we've also got this F-16, this very expensive F-16. So it represents 25% in this scenario. It just represents 25% of their air power. Now, we can maybe assume that it might be more powerful, but they're not. I mean, what can they actually deploy? I mean, we can actually look that up. I mean, to be quite honest, I've got an F-16 thing in front of me, Lockheed. It's got all about its, you know, its initial climb, its approach. It's got all these sort of things. I don't really want to sort of show it because, no, it was just where I got the picture from. Let's just see. So obviously there's a whole bunch of stuff. So we can say that the F-16 has certain capabilities. Whatever this means. Cruise at Mach 86. I mean, it doesn't even seem to be supersonic. 350 knots. I thought that they had supersonic capability. I don't want to get too much into what it is. The fact of the matter is it can take a payload, obviously, which is an explosive round, and probably intelligent missile, so it can probably drop loitering munitions, it can probably drop all sorts of things, including, you know, tactical nuclear weapons, which I think is what the Russians are worried about. But it doesn't matter, we're just looking at numbers here. It's just 25%, and that's just this one scenario, assuming that they're going to deploy the most expensive, most vulnerable piece of equipment on this little battle. They're not. This little battle will not have the F-16s represented, but we're just doing that to represent that at the moment. So what are they going to do? I mean, we've got a bunch of irregulars approaching. Maybe they want to go for this high-value anti-aircraft unit, but what's the point of doing that with the value with the unit that's going to be the most restricted by it, most affected by it? So we really need to sort of get the artillery on it. So you're going to start. I don't know. I mean, let's just do something. I think I'm going to try and take this out because I'd rather fly my F-16 when they don't have air defence. But I don't think we're going to take out all of this because we're going to be attacking the irregulars first. So let's just see what this can do. See, no effect. No effect. And we're going to come on to the big crux here, I think. So we're going to put our drones onto this. Now, obviously, we want to operate where we've got at least the ability to not suffer from, anti-aircraft technology. So now what we've got is they've got their AA, the air defence systems. This is the biggest stack, so let's use it. I mean, we know we're flying close to anti-aircraft. Let's see what happens. Right, the damage was irrelevant. That's the point. It's sort of like it's come in 1.2 against this 0.55. We didn't get any AA fire from that, which was fortunate. It would have been really sucky if we'd lost that at that instant. But the point is, even when they come in, it's just 1.2 damage out of everything. It's not a game changer. It's not like everything has now vanished. And so it's now, well, the Ukrainians turn. I mean, they want to sort of possibly leave all these people in there. Possibly leave these people in there. They don't have much choice. We might want to sort of, I don't know whether we can counter-attack. To be quite honest, I don't know what to do. Do we want to bring these units down? You know, I think we do. Because I'm not thinking strategically here, I'm just thinking in this game. Let's threaten them everywhere. They've been attacked. They've been attacked. They've been attacked. They've been attacked. Do we have anything that's not been attacked? Oh yeah, because they use their bombs and things. So everything in there is sort of hurt. Let's recover everything. He can't really take any opportunity fire against any of these units, although we could do a 2-to-1 against that. That would be a 2-to-1. But then we'd lose our defences, so let's leave that. So it's the Russian turn now. Okay, well, we've got a threat over here. But we still like to clear all that stuff out. We've got more units coming down here, so it's getting difficult. We're going to have to face these units in some capacity, but I think we want to use our artillery again. So we've got, you know, quite a lot of... Why is that not working? That's interesting. I've put that cloud flare thing on there. I didn't know it would affect the game. It doesn't. It's not terrible, but because the site was constantly being, well, I don't know whether it's just a lot of robots, but you know, it was constantly sort of having its bandwidth sort of hacked into by robots, basically. And you know, I did a lot of things to try and sort of resolve all that. And then I sort of thought, oh, I'll put this Cloudflare thing in there. It's another one of the drawbacks, because it gets so... Every time you think of the game, you start thinking about whether it's actually still there. And it's an expensive server. It cost me a lot of money to run this game, and I don't get anything for it. You know, all it does is... And it's the whole internet, everything... It doesn't get anything in search engines. It doesn't get any search engine traffic. It just gets a hell of a lot of robots. And they take up bandwidth. They just come in, they ping, ping, ping. Cloudflare seems to have left things a little more stable, but it's not telling me that it's protected, you know, hundreds of things. It's not telling me that. It's not saying that my site has been under attack. I think it's just sort of, you know, it's limited, like 15% of traffic. It sort of said it's blocked 15%. So there's still a lot of search engine things there, and I don't know what else I've done really. But obviously it's affecting the gameplay there, because it's coming in and sort of thinking this is a bit odd, presumably. Anyway, so we're trying to play the game, and my brain is not working at the moment. It is late, and I thought I'll just do this quickly. Every time I sort of think, oh, I just don't have much time. I don't have much. I don't. My brain is fried at the moment. So anyway, we've been attacking this. We've been using our artillery 4, 6, 2, 2, 4. So now we've got to decide what we want to do with our ground forces, because we could very well be attacked by these units. Now I think the thing to do here, obviously, is in the first instance, I think we should be able to push this unit back over the river. No, that was a one-to-one exchange. How did that happen? Maybe irregulars versus irregulars is 1-to-1. I don't know how that happened. It was a 1-to-2, but we got a roll of 1 and pushed them back. I don't understand that, and I don't have the capacity to sort of think too much about it either. I mean, he's going to be defending at 6. Why? Why would he be defending at 6? He's a 1. He's an irregular. Let's just have a quick look. Have I made a mistake somewhere? Yeah, look, I've given them 3s, look. It's instead of 1-1-3, they're 1-3-3. Look at that. So when I attacked before, it was just a 1-to-1 because he was defending on 3. I was attacking on 5, which is a 1-to-1. But when there were 2 of them, they were actually at 6. So this whole game is messed up because all the Ukrainian units are way too powerful. They've got defenses of 3s. I'm glad I figured that out because I just don't have the mental capacity to do too much thinking. So, I'm going to leave it at that because I sort of want to go to bed. But I think the point is that one F-16 is not enough, and I know they have more. I think they've got 16. You know, but it doesn't really matter. You need to be able to call in. If you've got an operation, you need to be able to call in sufficient air power when you need. You don't need it to be a Christmas present. You know, you can't afford to have what would be more important for the Ukrainians if their units really did have a defence factor of 133 and not 113? That would make a difference, as we've seen there. That, but just for just one attack, it's just stupid. I'm going to leave it at that because it's just no point in there's no point in actually trying to do much more because we're going to come up against that issue. I don't want to start again because we've had 20 minutes. So, I mean, is there anything left to say? I think to just, as a sort of general video, I think I will leave it at that as well because I'm actually in a place where the upload, I mean, this will probably take 3 hours to upload, maybe 2 hours. I mean, my upload capacity here is about as bad as it gets. My download's okay. I can play the game, I think. But whenever I upload something, so it's going to take a while. So probably 20 minutes is probably a good time to leave it anyway. But yeah, I mean, as I said, as I keep lying every time, I'm going to keep doing more and more. And obviously there's the situation, there's loads of situations. There's the Bangladeshi riots. There's all the stuff in Myanmar that I've missed. There's so much stuff that I keep missing. There's the situation in southern Lebanon, which is potentially going to, to sort of, going to sort of like escalate with Iran attacking Israel. There's the whole Gaza thing, which I haven't done anything with, not because I'm ethically aligned or it's just that I can't put my head around any of it. So I just sort of think, oh gosh, I can't wait till I've got loads of time, so much time that I can sit here and roll these things out. One of the things that I have sort of contemplated doing or trying to do or consider doing is to sort of try and make some sort of easier way of creating these battles because the map takes me probably, I can do them quite quickly, but you have to be mentally astute to do the maps, and once you sort of find yourself in a state of fatigue, even creating the maps is problematic because you've got to do all these things. It's complex. You've got to open files up. You've got to sort of create mapping templates. You've then got to go in there and basically you've got to click each one of these. It's one there, 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 one there. I've got ways of speeding it up. I go into a thing so I can actually click on all that. But some of them you've got to go in, open the hex up, go in and click it first. So for example, to this, I've got to go in there, open it up, give it a name, give it a village, give it a type, and essentially I could do that a lot faster before. And when you're sort of tired, it becomes difficult. And that's just making the map. And then you've got to go in and put all the units on. And, it's again, that's not simple because you can't just sort of like, what I would like to do is to sort of create a little template here and go, okay, I'll drag this unit, put in there, this unit there, and that would make it really fast. But I haven't done that. I haven't got that, and I don't think I'd be able to do that. I haven't done any development on this for a long time now. But what I'm saying is it's actually quite difficult to actually create the scenarios when you're sort of, tired, so to speak. But the point is I still want to do it. I still want to keep doing it, and it's just obviously the proof's in the pudding, isn't it, really, when you consider that I said that last time, and that was in May. And give it a say, that was the end of May, so it's only the whole of June and the whole of July, 'cause it's only just started. So that's just 2 months ago. And but yeah, so that's that really. I won't spend any longer talking, as I said, I've got to upload it on my super slow upload, and I'll speak to you later. Cheerio.